to tonight's Crown the Caddy Zoom. We're going to be talking about money management. So, who here could use a little money management training? Me, yes. Okay. Just so y'all know, I typically talk about things that I either struggle with or have struggled with. So I'm not just talking about things that I'm great at. I've talked about things that I've learned over the years, and money management was a big thing. I'm still in the midst of learning it, by the way. But money management matters, y'all. It really does. So when I started making good money in Mary Kay, you know what? My bank account, it was still just as empty as it was when I joined Mary Kay because um I made more money, but I just had more stuff because I spent it all. So I had more stuff. Like I had things, but that's not wealth and that's not freedom. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So, Barbara Sundin, when I joined Mary Kay, Barbara Sundin was my senior national sales director, multi-millionaire, amazing woman. And I just remember this story when anybody, a director or a national reaches another million in commissions. So when you reach a million in commissions, you get a plaque from Mary Kay that says 1 million that you've earned in commissions. So commissions are not sales, it's just your bonuses from the company, the team building. So when she reached a million, she got $1 million plaque. And then when she reached two, she got two. And it's within a year. So if you jump from two to four in a year, you're getting a $4 million plaque. So she had picked up like her $15 million plaque or something like that because that's how much she had earned from the company at that point. It was like millions of dollars. And Mary Kay Ash was the one who presented her with this plaque on stage. And this story, it was just so powerful because Mary Kay, when she hugged Barbara Sundin after handing her her plaque, she whispered in her ear, "How much of that is in the bank?" So Mary Kay didn't want to just start a company where women had money to buy stuff. She wanted to start a company where women could build long-term wealth, not just own more handbags and shoes and lipsticks. So those things are fun, but that's not where we want to store our wealth, right? So, I personally, over the years, have struggled a whole lot with money management, with keeping my money and not wondering where it went. So, I have read a billion books on money management. I have a couple of them right here that are really good. This one is called Poverty, Riches, and Wealth. And then this one, I don't know why the cover is missing, but this is actually it's called Living a Rich Life, Mary Kay. And Mary Kay didn't write it, but this is completely founded on her principles and her philosophies. This is a really good book. There are some things that are recommended in here because this is an old book that are a little outdated, but the principles of this book are totally, and I don't know if this is even available as an audiobook, but it's called Living a Rich Life. I have the actual book. This one I do think, but this was life-changing too. Poverty, Riches, and Wealth. This is a really good book. So I'm going to read you just a couple of things out of these books. So out of the Living a Rich Life book, because this isn't just about money per se, like dollars. It's also mindset. I don't know if you realize this, but money management is mostly mindset. So y'all, look at this. I highlighted this years ago. It says, it's been proven the state of believing actually improves our health. It has been proven that the state of you believing something improves your health. Who wants to improve your health? Yes. 100%. Okay, close the door. Girl, I'll deal with that later. So, and then out of this book, here's a couple of quotes. It is impossible to overcome consistently with our talent what our negative identity or mindset is rejecting. So basically, what this paragraph was saying is that for some people, your skills and your talents are so good that you're able to be successful. But that success is greater than the level of your negative thinking, and it's temporary. And this was me. I had success in this business, but it was temporary because my mindset was not up to the level of my talent or my ability. So I am a really hard worker. Like I'll work really hard to reach a goal. But if we're only relying on our work, we're going to have to work really hard because we're working against our mindset. So if we're only relying on our own hands and feet and not believing that it's working, we can achieve it, but it's going to be hard and it's not going to last. And then here's another quote. You are forming your outer world with your inner thoughts. So on the director Zoom that I was on Monday with our national, she said, what if everything that you prayed for came true? What if everything you prayed for yesterday came true today? What did you thank God for yesterday? Are we spending time? And some of us are, especially right now, we're in the prayer and fasting and we are praying and thankful for a whole lot, but is that the norm for you? And so money management really does root itself in mindset. And I came into Mary Kay with a very negative mindset, with a very much a poverty mindset, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I had no idea that I even possessed that mindset. So the goal isn't just to make money, right? The goal is to keep money, grow money, multiply, just like the parable of the talents. It's not just to take the money and bury it in your backyard so that it's safe and sound. That's not what we're supposed to do. We're called to multiply, and blessings are supposed to flow through us too. So they don't just stop with us. And if we consume everything that we're given, there is no flow through us, right? So, like I said, Mary Kay wanted to have a company where women actually were able to build wealth and not just make money that they spend right away. So, how you think about money directly impacts how you manage it. That's why this is so important. And so, we're going to talk about the difference between poor thinking and rich thinking, and lack versus abundance. And if I get through all of this and it's not 8:30, we're getting off early because it's my son's birthday and he's in the Marine Corps and he's here. He's here at my house right now. So, if we get done early, we're getting off early. So, it just is what it is. But I am going to go through everything that I prepared for you. And I do put a lot of thought and effort into these trainings. So I definitely appreciate you being on and showing up and taking notes and just learning from the mistakes that I've made over the years really is what it is. So rich thinking versus poor thinking. And y'all, there's like a billion examples of this. You know, the Bible talks a whole lot about money. Money is not evil. So if that's your mindset, get that out of your mind because money is not evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that, money cannot be an idol in our lives, but God wants us to be prosperous. So here is some examples of rich versus poor thinking. So here's what a poor person thinks. I can't afford it. That's poor person thinking. Here's what a rich person thinks. How can I afford it? So if your immediate thought when an opportunity comes across your lap is, I can't afford that, then you're already in the wrong mindset. So the rich mindset looks for solutions and opportunities instead of shutting the door. And then poor mindset, you work for money. The rich mindset is money works for you. Rich people invest, multiply, and leverage. Poor mindset spends every dollar on consumption. We spend it. It's gone. Poor buys liabilities. So liabilities are things that lose value, things like new gadgets, clothes that depreciate, phones, electronics, things that depreciate basically. Rich buy assets. So assets are things that grow in value or produce income, such as inventory, property, or investments. And then poor, money burns a hole in their pocket. I think my 17-year-old daughter might fall into this category. So money burns a hole, and even my son, he's 22. His frontal lobe is definitely not developed yet. But money burns a hole in their pocket. And then for rich, money is a tool. It's not about emotion, it's about direction. And then poor lives paycheck to paycheck, just waiting for the next deposit. The rich plan ahead, they have margin, and they build reserves. The poor surround themselves with spenders. and the rich surround themselves with builders. Your circle really does matter. Do you know you hear like you become like the five people that you hang around with the most? So when you think about that, sometimes we just think about like our mannerisms, our personality, or whatever, but it's not just that. It's your bank account, your income, your relationships, your marriage. So who are you hanging out with? Are you hanging out with people that have abundance, that have healthy marriages, that have healthy relationships in their lives? Those are the kind of people that we want to hang out with, not people that are always broke and complaining about how they have no money, not people who are complaining about their husbands, not people who can't maintain a good friendship, because those are things that do rub off on you, whether you realize it or not. So it might be time to take an evaluation of who you're hanging out with, because birds of a feather really do flock together, and misery loves company. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's very true. So we're going to talk about wealth versus lack. So lack mindset sees only what they don't have. And then abundance mindset sees opportunities in what's available. So an example is two consultants get the same $100 order. The person with the lack thinking says, oh, that's not enough. It's only $100. But the abundance thinker says, that's $50 profit. I just paid my cell phone bill. Well, maybe if your cell phone bill is 50 bucks, but I just put gas in my car. It's that gap versus gain mentality. So a lack mindset thinks the pie is limited. If she wins, I lose. But the abundance mindset says the pie can grow. If she wins, I can win too. This is why we cheer for each other. It's not competition, it's multiplication. And then lack mindset hoards money because of fear, where abundance mindset budgets and invests because of vision. And then lack mindset chases instant gratification. The minute you get your money, you're consuming it on things that you really can't afford. Abundance mindset delays gratification for bigger wins later. And this is a Proverbs 21:20 backs this. So the wise store up food choice or choice food and oil, but fools gulp theirs down. They consume everything that they get. And this is not just like opinion. This is definitely like the whole mindset thing. It's not opinion. It's not just, oh, I think this is how you should think. So there are studies that prove that mindset matters when it comes to money. So 54% of Americans don't have a budget. And those who track their money consistently build 2 to 3 times more wealth over time. And studies also show that people with an abundance mindset set bigger goals and achieve them at higher rates than those with scarcity mindsets. And that's a Harvard Business Review from 2019. And then positive expectancy literally increases dopamine, which boosts motivation and problem-solving ability, literally changing your outcome. Like legit being positive changes the results that you get. So that's why Mary Kay Ash always said, you can do everything wrong with the right mindset and win somehow, but you can do everything right, like be a box checker with the wrong attitude and get nowhere. And she was true. She was such a wise woman. And so money isn't about luck. It is definitely about thinking differently. So you can work the same hours, sell the same products, and earn the same paycheck as the consultant next to you. You can have the same parties, you can see the same number of faces, but if she has a rich mindset and you're stuck in poor thinking, 10 years from now, she's going to have assets, she's going to have peace, she's going to have freedom, and you're just still going to have a house full of possessions because you've consumed everything that has come into your storehouse. So this is why mindset matters. Mindset matters so much. So I'm going to talk about practical things when it comes to your Mary Kay business, how to handle your money. So you'll hear a 60-40 split. So I'm going to explain the 60-40 split. So because we say, oh, we make 50%. So sometimes, we're like, why am I not making any money? I'm supposed to be making 50%. So, the first thing that I have to tell you, and this is important, and this is not to make you feel bad, it is not to make you feel inadequate, it is not anything other than this is a business, so we're talking business. So, when you have profit level inventory, you make more money. Period. End of story. And I don't know, does anybody actually know what profit level inventory is? Like legit the number, especially if you're moving into leadership, what you typically should have on your shelf to be considered profit level? Does anybody know? So it is at least 4,800 wholesale. So if you have under 4,800 wholesale on your shelf, you're not at profit level because you're going to be out there working your business. Somebody's going to need something that you don't have. You can't carry all of our products if you're not at that level. So when it comes to the 60-40 split, you just have to remember that if you're placing several orders per month because people are buying things from you that you don't have, that eats into your profit. And it's okay. The goal is to build, but just know these numbers might be a little bit off because your shipping cost or delivering the products and your time is worth money. It is eating into your profits. So when you're sitting down and looking at your money, just keep that in mind because when you have profit level inventory, that means you can order once per month because all you're doing is replacing everything you sold in the last month. That saves shipping costs, it saves time, it saves stress, and you're running smart, not scattered. So most people might not be there. Now, some of you are at profit level, and that's great. Fantastic. You're able to run your business and place one order a month. Isn't that so much easier than ordering every time someone buys from you? It is so much easier, y'all. It's so much easier. So if that's not where you're at, then make it a goal. And so when I talk about this 60-40 split, it's not to discourage you, it's to teach you how to handle your Mary Kay money. So 50% goes to products. That's easy, right? Like we can't really negotiate that one. 50% goes to products because that's what we pay for the products. And then the other 50%, here's how you break down the 60-40 split. So 8% goes to paying off your inventory investment. So however you paid for your inventory, that would be 8%. Now, if you paid for your inventory out of your own money, you still take 8% and put it whether it came out of savings or wherever it came from. So even if you're not paying off a card or a loan, then 8% is paying off your inventory. If you're like, well, I don't have inventory, well, then 8% is going to be set aside so that you can build your inventory. And actually, if you're building inventory, you might take more than 8% because you want to build it, quickly so that you can get to profit level. And then 2% goes to business expenses. Now, this was really eye-opening for me because when I joined, I was like, I want to buy all the cute little things. And now, as a new consultant, when you're getting what you need, like you need washcloths, you need spray bottles, like you need that stuff, great. But past your actual needs, stop buying stuff. Don't buy samples. Don't buy business cards. You don't actually need that stuff right now. Don't go on MK Connections. Just stay away from that site until you've made some money from your business because there's a lot of really fun stuff on there. And honestly, I have to stay away from MK Connections because I want to buy all the cute little things. But until you're making money, where's that 2% going to come from? So the things you need, like the things you need to have a skincare session or to carry products around in a little basket from the thrift store, great, buy that stuff, but pay it off. So 2% for business expenses, that covers cotton rounds, samples, which we honestly don't use a whole lot of samples. I'm gonna be honest. It covers fall advance registration. It covers things like that. So you set it aside so that when you do need to buy cotton rounds, it comes out of that Mary Kay like business expense account or fund or designation. So that's 2%. And then 40%, that's your paycheck. Groceries, bills, family savings, put gas in your car, go to Chick-fil-A. This is where Mary Kay changes your life, is that paycheck. You have to pay yourself. So if you're building your inventory and you sell $100 and you order $100, you have to pay yourself, you guys. You're going to get real frustrated if you're not paying yourself. And if you want to order more, the answer is sell more. It's not just keep investing 100% of what you're selling back into the business, because you didn't join this Mary Kay thing to just accumulate a bunch of products. You joined Mary Kay to make money. Even if you join for the sisterhood, you still want to make money, right? So an example would be you sell $1,000. That's $500 to products, $80 to debt to pay off your investment, $20 to business cost, and $40 or $400 in your pocket. Now, it's the $20 to business cost that was really eye-opening for me because I just like buying cute stuff. But the thing is, if I want to buy more cute stuff, I need to go sell more Mary Kay to justify using my family's money to buy whatever it is, right? Like whether it's if it's not a necessity. Again, like washcloths, spray bottles, cotton rounds, we need that stuff. So if you don't have enough money to cover what you need and the little cute stuff that you want, then don't get the cute stuff until you go sell more products. So that's the 60-40 split. And I'm going through a lot, so I hope y'all are taking notes, but I am streaming it, so you can always rewatch it. But I am covering a whole lot in this Zoom because money is important and where your money goes is important. So I have tips, and we're going to talk about budgeting. So I taught Financial Peace University for years. I don't know who's familiar with Dave Ramsey. You don't have to agree with everything that he says or teaches to know that he's a very smart money person, and he's very kingdom minded. And so a lot of what I'm going to tell you is coming from him and the things that I learned through Financial Peace University. But the big idea behind it is that every dollar has a job. Every dollar has a job. Literally, like $1. You guys, $1 matters. $1. Every dollar has a name. Every dollar has a job. Because money that is not told where to go will always disappear. Always. 100%. Have you ever wondered where your money went? It's because you're not budgeting. And this is a might step on your toes kind of thing, but it's good. We need it. We're all adults. So they never taught me this growing up. I mean, I do think we do kids a big disservice in public school and just the education system that this stuff's not taught. And so we have these adults like my son who just get paid and are instantly broke. 40 minutes later, $1,500 paycheck gone. Like, how does that happen? So it's because one, they lack impulse control. Two, they might not have been taught properly. Now he has, they just don't listen sometimes. So a budget is not supposed to be like a straitjacket. It's not supposed to make you feel suffocated. It is a permission slip. You are telling your money what it's allowed to do instead of wondering where it went after the fact. So, welcome, Ebony and Jessica, by the way. Yay. Okay. So you are telling your money where to go. And Dave Ramsey calls it a zero-based budget. And a zero-based budget is income minus expenses equals zero. Period. That means that every single dollar is assigned. Giving, saving, spending, or business. Every dollar. It doesn't mean that you're broke. It just means that you have planned where every dollar goes. There's a difference. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could do this. Dave Ramsey teaches the cash. He teaches like the cash envelope. So that's what we did for years was we literally took every penny that came to us out as cash. This is honestly one of the best ways to do it if you're really bad with money because you can't spend what's not there, period. Like cash, you can only allot it like until it's gone, right? Where when you try to do it digitally, sometimes you're writing things out and you're like, well, that's not enough. Well, if you have it in cash in your hands, you literally have to choose where it goes. You don't have a choice but to choose where it goes. So the cash envelope system, it takes time, y'all. Just like this is so similar to time management. It takes time. The first time you do it, it's going to be a hot mess. You're going to forget things. It's going to be wrong, but that's okay. It takes time. Just give yourself grace. and just improve, keep improving on it. So the cash envelopes it's literally just envelopes that you write groceries, gas, fun money, Mary Kay. And when it's gone, it's gone. I mean, that it is what it is. When it's gone, it's gone. And you don't always know how to fully budget at first because if you're not already budgeting, you really don't know how much money you're spending on what. To be honest, you'll be surprised when you start paying attention. Um, so you can also do this digitally. So there is an app called Every Dollar, and it's a free app. And it is, I think Dave Ramsey actually created it, or maybe not he created it, but maybe his like financial peace people created it. But it's called Every Dollar. So you could do it digitally where you have digital envelopes, or there's so many tools available. If you go to Dave Ramsey's website, he has a whole lot of free tools, worksheets, like starter budget things. You can start at ground zero with all of these things. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to take the course. The course is not free. So you don't have to take the course to still benefit from his tools and from what I'm giving you today. So a Mary Kay tip is to create a separate checking account for your Mary Kay money. Stop letting your Mary Kay money go in your personal account because you're not going to keep yourself honest with the 60-40 split if it's all mixed together. Honestly, like this literally, I want you to think about if you were to sell right now an eyeliner for however much this costs, $14. I don't know how much this costs. Are you actually, so let's just say this is $14. Okay, so 14 times, so my profit is $5.60. So that means I get to take $5.60 and put it in my family's account and be done with it. And then the rest of it, I'm going to take that 50%, that $7, that's going to go towards my order. Now, am I going to go order one eyeliner? No, because I'm paying more shipping than the product's worth. So it's every product. This doesn't mean only budget or do the 60-40 split when you get a $500 order or a $100 order. It's every order. That's why it's important to track. And sometimes it's easier to just keep it all in a place for a week. And then at the end of the week, you're like, okay, I sold $500. So this much goes here, this much goes here, versus like one order and you're like, $5.60, let me move it. It's sometimes easier to just do it on a week by week basis. But when you need money, which I've been in places where I'm like, well, I need the money right now, then you can just do it as you go and just do what you got to do. But having a separate account, which pretty much any bank is going to let you open another checking account on the one that you already have that's separate for free. So you don't have to don't open a business account. I'll tell you that. Like business accounts have really high deposit requirements a lot of times. You don't need a business account. You just need another personal free checking account on the bank account that you already have so that it's not in the same pot. It's not in the same bucket. So when it comes to budgets, so we're going to keep it simple for today. I'm not doing a whole budgeting class right now. I just want you to walk away with better money management than how you showed up. So we're going to keep it simple. One, giving. That's your tithes. And I'm not going to harp on this, but I will tell you God can do more with the 90% than you can do with the 100%. And if you're not tithing, I really encourage you to search your heart and figure out why. Because faith does require action, and it is biblical to tithe 10% of your income. So giving is number one, saving, spending, business. So it is a little interesting when your Mary Kay business is like in addition to your job, or it's even interesting when it's your only income. It's just different because when you work, you typically get the same amount of pay each week and you're able to budget it a little bit better. With Mary Kay, it's a little different because your paycheck might be one thing this week and one thing the next week. So this takes practice, and I was telling Michelle this earlier. We're looking for progress, not perfection. So don't expect it to be perfect. Don't beat up yourself if it's not perfect. It's okay. I promise. Just progress. So, some practical steps that you can take this week. I do recommend that you make a bare bones budget. It doesn't matter if you think you don't have enough money. That's actually the person that needs to budget the most. For real. I I know what my Mary Kay paychecks are going to be pretty far in advance. So, like right now, I know I get paid tomorrow a certain amount. So I get paid on the 1st and the 15th as a director, which makes my life a lot easier. So a bare bones budget, bare bones as list what's coming in and where it must go. It's nothing fancy. We're not getting like super technical right now as far as I'm going to give 10% to this savings account and I'm going to do this with like, we're just bare bones for now. But I do highly recommend here, I can pull it up right quick. Let me just pull up a link. And I can share. It's on Ramsey Solutions. There's so much. Don't try to do all of this at once, but you're going to start under the budgeting category and just start doing a bare bones budget. Here's your link. It goes to all of his tools. So what I want you to do is for the next 7 days, I want you to write down or log every single dollar that you spend because you can't fix what you don't measure. And it's very eye-opening. And there are tools like you can do Rocket Money or there's a Mint or no, I don't know. Whatever the different things are, there's things that you can like I just know nowadays we have money in a lot of different places. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I have money in PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, my one bank account with one bank, another bank account with a totally different bank, ProPay. I have money in a lot of different places. So it's actually a lot easier for me to track manually because if I was to try to sign up for a service, I have way too many accounts and cards to try to connect. And some of them don't even connect, like ProPay. That's not a traditional bank account. So it's honestly, it might be easier to just track it manually. Like write down, and Kelly, not when you begin working again. You got to do it now. You're going to start now, right now, because right now we got to still eat and pay the bills. So for the next 7 days, I want you to write down or log every single dollar that you spend. And then make a bare bones budget and separate your Mary Kay income. So if you don't already have a separate account, open another account. You don't even usually have to go to the bank to do this. A lot of times you can just open a separate checking account on the account you already have on the app or on the website. That doesn't have to be complicated. And then check out the tools. You could check out the Every Dollar app, and then check out those principles on the link I just sent you. And if you are a cash person, then get some envelopes, label them, and start putting your money in. Like, this is my gas envelope, this is my grocery envelope, this is my fun money, spending money envelope. And once it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, we're definitely going to get done early. This was a lot, but it was fast. I talk fast. So a budget is really just telling your money where to go so that you don't have to wonder where it went. And there are lots of scary statistics out there, but the average American making $60,000 a year but never budgeting will retire broke. So many people have zero savings, zero retirement. But in Mary Kay, you can choose to, and not just in Mary Kay, I'm not saying in Mary Kay, I'm saying like we're in Mary Kay together, we're in this training, you're growing, you're learning, you can choose to be different. So if you want to be different, you find out what normal people do and then you don't do it. You do something else. So if normal people don't budget and normal people don't have a savings, then we want to do the opposite of that, right? We want to budget and we want to have a savings. And so the goal is paying off debt and definitely having savings. I'm going to give you a very, very, very bare Financial Peace University. This is like a 2-second, it's actually like a 6-week course that is very in depth. But here is the quick, I can't not give you like the quick overview because I did it for so many years. But if you're drowning in debt, you're always working from behind, always. So that's step one. Like, we got to get out of debt. You can't keep going further and further in debt. If you have to swipe a card for something, you don't need it. And if you need it, then you should have spent your paycheck on it instead of spending your paycheck on whatever you spend it on. And Dave Ramsey goes through an order of importance, and you would be surprised at what's important and what's not. Paying your credit card bill is not more important than putting gas in your car or putting groceries on the table. So sometimes we just have to feel the consequences of our choices. And if you budget and by the time you get down to the bottom, you run out of money, that's it. But thankfully, we're in Mary Kay. We can go sell some stuff and make some money, but that's it, period. So step one is to save $1,000 emergency fund. Step one is not to pay off all of your debt. Step one is to have an emergency fund, because without an emergency fund, you're going to keep swiping the card every time you feel like life is happening. So that's step one, is $1,000 emergency fund. And then step two is the debt snowball. So you list your debts, smallest to largest, not in interest rate. Literally, this is basic, smallest to largest, smallest debt. If you have a $200 bill and a $1,000 bill, the $200 bill gets paid off first, even if the $1,000 bill has higher interest. So smallest to largest, and you knock them out one by one. So basically, your biggest ones, you just make the minimum payment. And this is at the bottom of your budget, y'all. This is not the most important thing. The most important thing is paying your house payment, paying your electric bill, putting food on the table, putting gas in your car, and making sure that you have clothes on your body. Those are important. After tithing, by the way, you tithe before you can afford to tithe, just so you know. God math doesn't make sense. So after all that, that's where we look at the debt, and we look at the largest to the smallest. The smallest gets paid off first. So largest, you make the minimum payment, minimum payment, minimum payment, minimum payment. And then whatever money you have left when you get to the bottom one, you put all of it on that bottom one. So whatever's left over, whatever debt money you have to put towards debt for that month, you make the minimum, minimum, minimum until you get to the very, very bottom. And if you have enough left where you could pay off that one, then you give the rest to the next highest one. And that's the debt snowball in a nutshell. And then after you pay off all your debt except your mortgage, then you build 3 to 6 months of expenses in your savings account. So that's a very quick, like, it makes it sound so easy. I know that in real life it's not that easy, but you have to do it. You have to. Dave Ramsey says you have to, maybe I should just play the video. Can I play a YouTube video while I'm streaming on YouTube? Let me see. Is that even a thing? Um, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna play this video because we have time. Um, this is how bad you need to want to change your circumstances, okay? Like, you have to want it more than you want. Oh, good, it's actually on Facebook, so I guess it doesn't really matter if it's... Okay, hold on. Let me screen share. We're gonna watch this together right quick, and then I'll wrap up early and go make birthday cake. So if you've never seen Dave Ramsey, he's pretty intense sometimes. Hold on, I just got to make sure I share sound. All right. Can y'all hear this? Hold on, no, it's muted on my end, so I can't hear
thing.
it. Can y'all hear
And
it?
it says, if you've signed surety, my son, do this. Now, surety is Old English Bible talk for going into debt. So if you've gone into debt, do this. Now, if you're looking at this with my set of eyes, I'm saying this is the maker of the universe who says, if you're in debt, here's what you do. This is worth reading after the do this, right? I want to know what he says. This is a game changer. Whatever follows is very important to someone like me. If you're in debt, here's what you do. God says. Paying attention now. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. I got that. That's hard work. I got it, okay? And deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. Now, truthfully, I'm no biblical scholar. I'm just a redneck guy reading the Bible. But I'm reading that, and I said, deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. I have no idea what that means. You give me an animal metaphor. I was so excited about to do this. And you give me an animal metaphor. Now, this is how I pray. So some of y'all need to have reverent prayers, and you think, God's not scared of me. It's okay. He can just talk to me like, and so I'm, what? Animals? What? So I'm scanning the channel that night, scanning the TV channels, just bouncing around. And I landed on the Discovery Channel, and God answered my prayer. He told me what it meant. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. So I'm watching this thing, and I click, and there's the gazelles. They're out there gazelling around. And I thought, I just read about you boys. You're how we get out of debt. And you know the Discovery Channel is not there if the gazelles are there by themselves, right? You know someone else is on the scene. Mr. Cheetah. And gazelles have a little cheetah detector behind their ear, and when they see the cheetah, they're like, cheetah! Run! Because they know the cheetah is the fastest mammal on dry land. He can run up to 82 miles an hour. He can go from 0 to 67 in 4 leaps. This is a bad cat. There's not a gazelle on the planet that can outrun a cheetah. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter. How do you get out of debt? You run like your life depends on it. See, look what he did. He picked out a college student. Come here, kid. Come here, kid. You need to get a credit card. You need to build up your FICO score, kid. Come here, kid. I'll give you a t-shirt. Sign up, kid. This happened to you on college, right? How you get out of debt? You got to run like your life depends on it. The only shot you can wander into debt, you can't wander out. The only way you get out is you run like you got to go crazy. You got to lose your mind. You got to run like death is on your heels, because it is. It's the only way you get away.
It automatically started playing the next video. But anyway, you get the idea, right? Like, this is not something that we can just do passively. We have to do it with intensity, and we have to attack it like our life depends on it, because it does sometimes, right? So that's the gist of the Financial Peace University. It's really good. But the great thing about being in this business, so you literally have in your hands the ability to make money, right? Like, with your normal job, can you go to them and say, I'm a little bit short this week, can I have some extra pay? Like, I think I've been working really hard. Can you just give me a little bit extra money this week? Like, I'm a little short. No, you can't do that. But in this business, if you need more money, you know what you don't do? You don't swipe a credit card. You hold more parties. That's the power of having an income producing asset in your hands like Mary Kay. So instead of digging the hole deeper, you have a shovel to dig out, to climb out, and it is your Mary Kay business. So debt steals your options. It does. Like, it makes us feel like we're in prison, like we're suffocating, where financial freedom multiplies your options. So Mary Kay is not just lipsticks and lip balms, which this lip balm is kind of amazing, but it's one of the fastest tools that you have to get financially free. And I don't know of anybody that doesn't want to be financially free. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. Does anybody have any questions? Let me put it on gallery view so I can see all of you. Does anyone have any questions, comments, snide remarks, anything they want to add? Not that I know everything, because I don't know everything. But if you have anything you want to add or share, then yes. Okay. Yes. So thankfully we're on YouTube, so that's good. Okay, so we're gonna end with an affirmation. Okay. So everybody unmute. Oh, let me take a picture first. Hold on, before I forget. So let me get my phone. That's dying. Ooh. And I want you to smile. Say cheese. Yay. Okay, let me make sure I got it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay. So you're going to repeat after me. Everybody can unmute. Just go ahead and unmute yourself for the chaos. It's super fun. I really like this part. This is one of my favorite parts. So, okay. I am wise with money.
I am wise with money.
I attract abundance.
I attract abundance.
I am building long-term wealth.
I am building long-term wealth.
I don't swipe credit cards to survive.
I don't swipe credit cards to survive.
I hold parties to thrive.
I hold parties to thrive.
I am not in lack.
I am not in lack.
I live in abundance.
I live in abundance.
I multiply, not just spend.
I multiply, not just spend.
I build freedom, not debt.
I build freedom,
not debt.
I am leaving a legacy.
I am leaving a legacy.
Yes. Okay, you guys, this is what you have to tell yourself every day. The law of attraction is very real. What we expect more times than not is what we get. So I hope that you walk away from this with a little bit different of a mindset about money. Maybe you came into this with a great money mindset. If so, fantastic. Keep it and share it. Share it with others. So go ahead and put this out into the world for other people to grow. But you guys, we can't change what we don't know. And we can't change what we don't track. We can't change what we don't acknowledge. So this is not just about money. It is really about creating freedom, stability, legacy. So our job is building wealth and building leaders. And just as a reminder, tomorrow, October, I don't know about things that the company does until 9 o'clock a.m. my time, so Eastern time. But as soon as I know, you will know. But October is move up month. I don't have a name for it yet, but I will by the end of the night, because right now I'm still focused on these goals for the end of this month, because y'all, we still have 5 hours, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. We still have 5 hours left in this month. So we're still working on finishing up this month, but October is the move up month. So if you want to be on the commitment list of future directors, even if it's not right this second, but by April 20 or April 1st, this is a few months away, April 1st, 2026, then raise your hand, text me, send me smoke signals, throw up a flare, but don't stay quiet. Send me something so that I know because you're going on my list and we're going to make it happen. No matter how unqualified you feel, no matter how new you feel, no matter how, look, we got rocket ships, thumbs ups. I love it. These are the smoke signals. I love it. So, and if you're not sure, you can always reach out and say, I think I might want to, but what does that look like? I'm just not sure. It's not like I can force it. It's just that if it's on your heart, then um I like all these reactions and emojis that I didn't even know existed on Zoom. So fun. So, there are a couple of you that I'm putting on my list, even if you don't hold up your hand, just so you know. But everyone else, I'm gonna need to know if that's what you want. God has already told me some of you are gonna be directors. So, okay. So Kelly, do you have a question?
No, I was raising my hand.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here and for showing up and taking the time to invest in your business, but also for trusting me as your leader because I it does mean a lot to me, you guys, and I love you all so much. And I'm excited to see what we do the rest of this night. We have some big goals to finish. So keep sharing, keep selling, keep just following up, whatever you feel like you should be doing, go ahead and do it as soon as we hop off of here. And now we have 18 minutes to invite people onto the Zoom at 8:30 so you could get some faces in. They're going to share some products. Valerie's hilarious, so they'll get some live entertainment. It'll be great. So thank you all for being on. And if you need anything, like Michelle said, send me that link, but I need to know what link. So just text me exactly what you want and I will send it to you. But I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Yay! Bye. And next time
Thank
I
you,
see you, it'll be
Wendy.
for October.
Happy birthday, Bruce.
Yes, I'm going to go make him a cake now. How exciting. A pineapple upside down cake.